Yo, what's up guys? It is Sparky coming out with you with another video prepping you for MLB The Show 20. In the gameplay reveal trailer, they released 5 new legends that they are going to be adding to the game. Victorino, John Franco, Gary Sheffield, and of course, Big Papi David Ortiz, and the greatest closer of all time, Mariano Rivera. We are going to take a dive into those, what I think their cards could look like, what some of their stats are, what are going to be the kind of cool things that'll be happening in their cards, with their career that we might see in the game next season, how I think their cards will play, and everything like that. But before we get into that, guys, make sure you smash that like button. If you're new here, hit the subscribe. Also, guys, I do stream on Twitch every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday night starting around 8:30 p.m. Central. Link in the description. Link also in the description of my Twitter handle. Make sure to follow me on Twitter so you can keep up with all the happenings in Sparkville. But guys, without further ado, now that that's out of the way, let's get into it. The first legend I want to talk about new in the game this year is Victorino. Now, a little bit of a tricky card. This guy was a 2-time All-Star with a 4-time Gold Glove winner. He's going to give you great speed and great defense, but that's about all he's going to give you. The man was not very well versed with the stick. And one cool thing about Victorino is for part of his career, he was a switch hitter. And for part of his career, he was a righty. So we could not only get 2 separate cards of his, but we could get 2 separate cards of his that have 2 different batting handednesses. Handednesses? Hey. Is it handednesses? Check. Okay. Thank you. We could have 2 different batting handednesses. Not a lot to write home outside of defense and speed. This guy's his primary is gonna be center field. He will have secondaries in left field and in right field. I look at 2011 as his best season. It would be an All-Star Series card. He did come in 13th in the MVP voting. He slashed 279, 355, 491 with an 847 OPS, which an 847 OPS for him is actually really good. He only hit 17 home runs that year, but he hit 16 triples. He also stole 19 bases and was only caught stealing 3 times, so he'll have a really good stolen base attribute. His walk to strikeout ratio is not good. So his vision won't be good. His contact won't be very good. He won't have he'll have a little bit of power because of all the triples and the doubles that he hit. But I see this card maybe an 88, 89-ish. I don't know. It won't be a card that a lot of people will like to use, even in BR. Lack of pop. It might be a guy that early in the game cycle you stashed on your bench for a pitch runner or a defensive replacement. Like if you got a guy that's not very good at defense playing out there, they say that defense is going to matter more than ever this year, even more than it did in 19. So yeah, if he were to get a signature series card, I would say his best stretch is from 2008 until 2011, where he slashed 281, 348, 452, and 800 OPS. He did steal 114 bases. And he was only caught stealing 28 times. He hit 59 home runs in that stretch. It is handednesses? Okay, it is handednesses, chat. We confirm that. But anyways, guys, maybe a 93, 94. This might be the Alex Gordon of Signature Series cards. Maybe first World Series reward. I don't know where you're going to stash this guy. He's not going to be on anybody's team end game. He's probably not even going to be on anybody's team mid-cycle. A fun legend to have. I just don't think he's going to turn out in the game. Another card, chat, that I don't think is going to turn out very good in the game is this John Franco card. He's got awards. Like, he's a 4-time All-Star. He was a 2-time Rolaids reliever of the year. He was in MVP votings. He was in the Cy Young votings, never higher than 12th in the MVP or 7th in the Cy Young. But people obviously, I guess, liked him. His career lowest ERA is a 1.57, which is pretty good, but his career lowest WHIP is a 1.012. I was looking personally at the 1988 season and the 1994 season. In 88, he had 39 saves with a 1.012 whip and a 1.57 ERA. Another season that I'm looking at is the 1994 season. He had a 2.7 ERA. He had 30 saves with a 1.3 whip. His whip was never below 1. He never had an impressive ERA. Walks per 9, Ks per 9, hits per 9. Never really impressive. I see the best card John Franco has a hope of getting is like an 88. He's not going to be a guy without a really deceptive delivery. That's in a lot of people's bullpens, even through the mid-game cycle. But again, a fun legend to have. Not anybody that we're really going to pay much attention to. But these next three guys, these next three will play. Some longer than others, some better than others. But the first one we're going to hit on is Gary Sheffield. 9-time All-Star, 5-time Silver Slugger. He was the Major League Player of the Year one year, and he also has a batting title to his name. This man has 500 plus home runs, a career 292 batting average, so not that bad. This card is going to be an offensive beast. Now, every single season he played, he had a negative DRS. He will never, ever have good defense. But offensively, this card will be a gem. And I am looking at like a 2003 season as his best season. He slashed 330, 419, 604 slug, 1.023 OPS. He hit 39 bombs. He had 190 hits that year. The contact and power are going to be through the roof. His walks to strikeouts are pretty good. Not terrible, like 85, 90 I could see on his discipline rating. So that's pretty decent. But overall, I think that 2011 season could earn him a 96 or a 97 overall. It'd be an All-Star Series card. He came in third MVP that year. He did win the Silver Slugger. I don't think they consider that for hardware cards. So it'd probably be an All-Star Series card. That would be a really dirty card if he were to get a Signature Series, which I do think Gary Sheffield will get a Signature Series card. Of course, saying that Signature Series are back for 2020, which I think they will be. I like Signature Series cards. I think a lot of people did. They got a lot of good feedback from that. I believe it would be based on his 2001 through his 2003 seasons where he slashed 316, 414, 569 with a 982 OPS. In that 3-year span, he hit 100 home runs. He had 501 hits, only 4 triples, so he's not going to be a burner on the base paths. He had 40 stolen bases, though, and he was only caught stealing 10 times. So maybe like a 60 speed, 65 speed, pushing 70. I doubt it. But another good thing about Gary Sheffield, he's going to have multiple positions. He will be able to play both corners of the outfield. He will also be able to play third base as a Signature Series player. There's a possibility he could play shortstop. You would never play him at third base or shortstop, so it really doesn't matter. But he did play shortstop for a little tiny bit of his career. I don't know if they're going to deem him enough games to play shortstop, but he did play shortstop for a small period of time. So there's a possibility that he's shortstop. But overall, this card is going to be an offensive monster. He's going to be a BR goon. He's going to hit a lot of home runs. He's not going to do much else for you. He's going to cost you some runs in the field if defense matters as much as they say. But overall, this is a good legend that we're looking for in the game. Victorino and Franco kind of, yeah, great. They're in the game. Nobody's going to fucking use them. But Gary Sheffield, I could definitely see him being a viable card through the mid-game cycle before we get some of the really big names. All right, guys, moving on. We have the 2 biggest legends that they revealed during the gameplay trailer. One of these cards is for sure going to be a monster. The other one has a potential to be a monster, but it's difficult to say how he's going to play in the game. I guess we'll see how he turns out. But starting off, Big Papi, David Ortiz. He's obviously going to be represented in the game as a Minnesota Twin. One of the best Twins hitters of all time. Apparently he's going in as a Red Sox. I don't know. I guess he played a few years for the Red Sox, but no. All kidding aside, this dude's a beast. 10-time All-Star, 7-time Silver Slugger. He won the ALCS MVP. He won the World Series MVP. He won the World Series 3 times with Boston. He's got 2,400 plus hits, 541 home runs. He's got a career slash line of 288, 380, 552 with a 931 OPS. The dude just mashed the baseball. Now, he will be crap in the field. He's a career designated hitter. He'll play at first base. I mean, we know he's going to play at first base. So his defense is going to be absolute trash, but there's no way he doesn't get a 99 overall card. There's 2 cards that I see. I didn't bother to put together a signature series span for David Ortiz because throw a dart. Any 3-year stretch in his career, any 3-year stretch after he came to Boston from Minnesota, and you're going to have qualifying stats for a SIG series. It's going to be a 99. I did, however, put together 2 individual season cards. His 2007 season, where he slashed .332, 445 on base, 621 slugging with a 1.066 OPS. He hit 35 bombs that year. That card is going to be one of the best hitting cards in the game. Probably a top 15 hitting card individual season. But the one I'm really excited about, and you guys probably already know where I'm going with this, the 2013 postseason where this guy could not miss. The baseball was a beach ball to him. He could do no wrong, especially in the ALDS and the World Series. He had a really meh ALCS, but in the ALDS, he slashed .385, 556, 923 slugging with a 1.479 OPS, which those are video game numbers. And those aren't even video game numbers. Those are Pitching Rebel and Kyle next door video game numbers. Those are absurd. But if that's not enough, in the World Series, which he did win the MVP of, he slashed 688, 760, 1.188 slugging with a 1.948 OPS. This card, it's 125s across the board. It has to be. It is Babe Ruth hitting stats. They might dock him a little bit because of his poor ALCS, but if they do, that is a travesty to what this card should be. In that postseason, he was unbelievable, and this card will decimate all. Now, it's a little difficult to say how long his game cycle lasts with guys like Lou Gehrig, Albert Pujols, Adrian Gonzalez, even guys who can play defensively at first base. Ortiz could be a complete liability, but this card will be on your bench end game. He's a left-handed absolute bomb hitter. And if he's not in your starting lineup, he should probably at least be on your bench if they do him justice end game. The card is just going to be juiced to high heaven, man. The best closer of all time, Mariano Rivera, 13-time All-Star. He's a World Series MVP. He was an All-Star Game MVP. He was an ALCS MVP. He was a 5-time Rolaids Reliever of the Year. He was a 5-time World Series champion, and he is the only man to go into the Hall of Fame unanimously, 100% of the vote. Not even Derek Jeter could do that, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to have stats out the ass. His stats are going to be fucking unbelievable. He has 652 saves to hold an MLB record. He has a 2.21 career ERA. He has over 1,000 strikeouts, and he has a 1.00 career whip. Unbelievable. But he has one pitch. He threw one pitch. He threw the most effective pitch ever thrown in baseball, the Mariano Rivera cutter. Might not work in the game. Now, I'm sure he'll get a 4-seam fastball. I'm sure he'll probably get even a 2-seam fastball. But will they give him a changeup? That's the key. And even if that is the key, even if they do give him a changeup, you can't imagine that pitch is going to be very highly rated. It's not going to fool many people. And if you can sit cutter changeup, you're going to demolish this card unless they find a way to make the cutter as devastating in the game as it was in real life. He's going to have absurd break. He's going to have absurd control. The velo, I probably see around a 90 to a 94, maybe. So that's where he'll be sitting with velo. It's not going to be great, but this guy is going to be unbelievably rated. He'll have 125 hits per 9, 125 Ks per 9, probably 125 walks per 9, close to it. And he'll have 99 break, 99 control. His velocity, like I said, probably around a 90, 94, somewhere in there. This card's a head scratcher, man. It's a fun legend. It's a great guy to have in the game, but will he play well? That's the question, and that's the one thing we're going to have to wait till the game drops to find out. I appreciate you sticking around and watching this. I'm really excited about 3 out of 5 of these new legends, but they should be pretty decent. One of them is endgame for sure. One might possibly be endgame. We'll have to see how they come out. I don't think these are going to be the huge legends. I think there's juicier stuff they're sitting on and waiting for. But they started off pretty hot. They started off with David and Mo, really, really good. Really appreciate you watching this video. If you haven't yet, slap the like button, slap a subscribe if you're new here. Be sure to check the description for my Twitch and my Twitter links. I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna start posting more YouTube content. I'm gonna really try and be active in 2020. Make sure to hop over, check out one of my streams Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday nights. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, guys, I'm Sparky, and I will check you guys later. I like cats, Tater. I don't hate cats. I hate his cat. His dead cat. Oh my God, Nolan is on fire tonight.
Hepatitis, see you later.